Hello, welcome to Bored and Confused, where I review shows based on two criteria. One, was I bored? Two, was I confused? Today's play is Appropriate by Brandon Jacob Jenkins, starring Sarah Paulson in the role of Toni. This show closes at the end of the month, so I want to get this video out right away so that you guys can all go see this play because it's fantastic. Sarah is so good in this role. She brings so much nuance and pathos and humor, so much humor and drama to this role. This play is about a dysfunctional family, and just when you think this family can't get more dysfunctional, they do. It's dramatic from the very first beat of the show to the very end. So was I bored? Absolutely not. This play is over 2.5 hours with an intermission, and not for 1 second was I ever bored during this play. Every scene is dramatic. There's always conflict. It's great theater. Was I confused? There's a few confusions with this play, which I don't want to lessen how great this play is and that you need to see it regardless of anything I might say about confusions I had. But the overarching conceit of the show is that this family has come together to sell the estate of their father who has just passed away, and this is in Arkansas. And they're finding things in the house that lead them to believe that he may have been racist. My experience of growing up with a racist father, I'm from the South, is that my father never hid his racism. He wasn't a crazy like KKK racist, but he was a man of a certain age and had grown up in a certain situation, and he was a racist person. He may have hid it when we left the home, but when we were at home, he did not hide it. So this idea that a parent would hide his racism from his children seems very strange to me. It's a little bit of a suspension of disbelief required to go on the journey with this play. If you have a different experience than I have, and you know of a family member or parent who hid their racism for their entire lives only to find it out later when they passed away, please comment below because I'd be fascinated to hear about that. One other tiny little confusion. There's a moment where one character confuses another character's ethnicity. And from the way this character is cast, I don't see how anyone could believe that she was a person of color. It's a funny joke when it happens, and I see where the writer was going, but from the casting, I just don't believe this joke. So that pulled me out of the play for a second. And towards the end, there's some emotional breakdowns from one of the characters that I didn't quite track, but you know what? It's not for me to understand the emotional inner turmoil that every character is going through. So, you know, I went with it and I said, oh, he's really feeling something. Overall, this cast is fantastic. This play is directed beautifully. They tagged on this ending to the play where we see the house that they were selling fall into disrepair over the years. And it lasts for a few minutes. And theatrically, it's very interesting the way they make this house kind of fall apart, but I didn't really think it was necessary for the play because the play was all about the drama between the characters. I didn't care about the house. The play's not about a house. All right, go out and see Appropriate, starring Sarah Paulson and a wonderful cast. This show is only running to the end of June. It's moved into the Belasco Theater, which is a pretty big theater, although they're not selling the balcony because this set is so tall that I don't think you'd be able to see very well from the balcony. But there's a lot more seats in the Belasco than there was in the theater that it originally was in, which I think was the Helen Hayes. Anyhow, go see it. Really, it's really good. And Sarah Paulson probably wins some awards with this role, so you want to see this performance.
Don't bore me, don't confuse me. If you do, then you'll